Here's an excellent preparation for your lower body before a legs workout or even a game of cricket. Starting to excite the hips and glutes with these clamshell hip extensions. Try push the hips forward as well as pushing the hips apart, activating the glutes. Onto this posterior rolls, getting our spine and back to bend. Try and get your toes to touch the ground behind you. Roll forward and spread those legs while reaching forward, stretching your hamstrings dynamically and warming up your groin and lower back. 90-90 forward folds, stretching the glutes. Make sure all joint angles are at 90 degrees and your hips are square with your shoulders. Onto hip get-ups. Now close up those angles and without using your hands, stand up using the power of your glutes. Now kneeling adductor hip hinge, kick one leg straight out to the side, drop your hips back to your heel and then stand up tall, driving up with your glutes. Push forward for a second effort to stretch your hip flexor on the kneeling side. You will feel a good stretch in your groin. Onto the couch stretch, which is not for the faint-hearted. Build up to this one with less acute angles. Now try hold this stretch for 30 to 60 seconds. The front leg is pushing back hard to increase the stretch. After all that glute activation and stretching, you should have a good connection with your cheek, so squeeze that cheek on the side, getting stretched to open up that hip flexor. Doing now Hindu knee crawls, where we are holding a deep knee bend and taking small steps. Each step you can drop your knee to the ground and slightly lean back to stretch the quadricep femoris and hip flexor. We're going to do some ankle distraction and mobility now. Take a heavy band and anchor it securely. In the loop, place your heel, then fold and wrap it over the top of your foot. Then shuffle back, throw another band around the foot, and slowly and controlled flex and extend the foot. Distraction means to open up space in the joints and allow for ligaments and tendons to floss through more easily. More ankle mobility. This time the band will aid in flexing the ankle, helping to close that angle of the shin and the foot. Place the loop around the front of your ankle, step forward onto a step, then hold the box or the step and pull yourself forcefully. Move the knee in different angles to access and mobilize the ankle. Onto banded frogs now, stretching the inner thigh and the hip socket. Also, we are going to push the hips forward using our glutes, extending those hips and even gripping onto the ground with our hands and pulling with our back. You'll love this one. It's called the Spanish squat, like a hack squat with your knees supported. Loop a heavy band around a secure post or rack and then step through the two loops. The loops are placed around the back of our knees to give them support. Try not let the knees travel in front of the toes, and at the top of the squat, flex your quads to stretch the band backwards. In between sets, you can find benches and time to stretch more, like this seated row bench, which is perfectly angled for an elevated pigeon stretch. Jump on the other side to have the same angle. Bonus exercise to bulletproof your groin and adductors is in the machine, practice 3-second isometric holds in the stretch position. Isometric holds promote collagen synthesis due to the fact that the muscle is pulling, but there is no movement. Therefore, the muscle is pulling the tendon attached to the bone, and the tendon needs to become stronger to withstand these forces.